London Gateway is a typical motorway services, located on the M1 motorway to the north of London. It consists of the usual depressing agglomeration of American fast food chains, American coffee shops, and American donut companies, plus a British supermarket and an American-owned hotel. The whole lot operated by a company called Welcome Break that also operates 34 other similar US colonial outposts throughout the UK. Opened in 1969, most visitors today have absolutely no idea that they are actually under the guns. As they chow down on a Whopper at Burger King or quaff a latte from Starbucks, they are doing so in a target zone, and that aimed at them are very large guns that if fired in anger would turn London Gateway into a smoking pile of ruins in seconds. And as London Gateway consists almost entirely of US-owned businesses, might put a dent in that special relationship we keep hearing about. For London Gateway holds the unique distinction of being the only place in Britain permanently targeted by a warship. 11.7 miles southeast from London Gateway is the River Thames, and permanently moored on the south side of the river close to Tower Bridge is a warship, the largest surviving World War II Royal Navy warship still in existence, the light cruiser HMS Belfast. Laid down in 1936 and commissioned in 1939, Belfast had an illustrious World War II career. In 1943 she escorted Arctic convoys to the Soviet Union and played a crucial role in the Battle of North Cape, helping to sink the German battlecruiser Scharnhorst. In June 1944, Belfast was off the Normandy beaches, providing naval gunfire support of Juno and Gold beaches. In July, her guns supported Operation Charnwood, the Anglo-Canadian offensive on the city of Caen in Normandy. She then went to the Far East, joining the British Pacific Fleet, and had been sent to take part in Operation Downfall, the Allied invasion of Japan, but the Japanese surrendered before this happened. Post-war, HMS Belfast became the Royal Navy's Eastern Station flagship based in Hong Kong, and later saw action once again in the Korean War, bombarding enemy troop concentrations ashore, and in 1952 was herself struck by an enemy shell. Modernized and recommissioned in 1959, Belfast continued to serve in the Far East. Decommissioned in 1966, she was used as a naval accommodation ship in Portsmouth until in the late 60s talks were opened to try to preserve her as a museum ship. The once great Royal Navy had few museum ships to demonstrate its once preeminent world position, and the British government enthusiastically scrapped all of Britain's massive battleships and battle cruisers, along with all the heavy cruisers as well. Aircraft carriers were likewise either scrapped or sold to foreign powers, but none ever returned to become a museum in Britain. It is indeed a national disgrace, certainly in comparison with the Americans who have preserved many of their battleships and aircraft carriers. By the early 1970s, Belfast was one of the last significant World War II warships left, but in 1971 the government moved to scrap her as well. However, a trust, led by one of Belfast's former captains, was established to try and save her for the nation. She was still in good condition, and later in 1971 the government handed the ship over to the trust. She was towed to London from Portsmouth and fitted out as a museum ship, moored near Tower Bridge, and opened to the public in October 1971. Since 1977 she has been owned and operated by the Imperial War Museum. Belfast weighs 11,550 tons and is 613 feet 6 inches or 187 meters in length. She has an impressive array of armament. Her main armament consists of 12 6-inch Mark 23 guns, with secondary armament being 12 4-inch Mark 16 dual-purpose guns, plus anti-aircraft armaments. Our focus here is Belfast's two forward turrets, A and B, possessing 6 6-inch guns between them, each gun capable of lobbing a shell weighing 112 pounds or 51 kilos to a distance of 25,480 yards, or in new money 23 kilometres. When Belfast was moored on the Thames in 1971, her forward two turrets were elevated and aimed directly at a target 11.7 miles or 19 kilometres away. Why? Apparently it was done to show visitors how turrets A and B could be laid onto a specific target, which is of course well beyond visual range. And of course that specific target was London Gateway. On VE Day 2025, pyrotechnics were used to simulate the Belfast firing turrets A and B, making for an impressive sight. So, with the removal of the Motorway T-34 tank Stompy, a privately owned World War II T-34-85 that ended up as a bit of a street art fixture in Bermondsey in London, and whose 85mm gun was deliberately pointed at Southwark Council officers in a bit of a protest by the owner. London Gateway is the only place in the capital now targeted by a World War II weapons system. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon. Details in the description box below.